This video will share with you how to buy and activate new milk kefir grains and new water kefir grains. When you are brand new to wanting to make kefir at home, starting from zero, the first thing you need to do is source some kefir grains. And just an FYI, water kefir grains and milk kefir grains are not the same, so be sure to have a clear understanding of which type you want before buying. If you know someone who is already making kefir at home, you can ask them for a spoonful of their grains to get you started on your own. But not everybody knows someone like this. Therefore, in this video, I'm going to cover these three topics. 1, the 2 forms of milk or water kefir grains that you can choose to buy. 2, how to source the grains online and what to watch out for. 3, notes on activating the grains. Section 1, the types of new grains. There are essentially 2 forms of new grains readily available on the internet for purchase: fresh and dehydrated. Each will make successful kefir once activated, but as far as which type to choose, fresh or dehydrated, let me give you the rundown between the two along with some pros and cons. Fresh grains. For both milk or water kefir grains, the fresh grains are just that, fresh. They're not frozen, they're not dried, they are moist, alive, and active. They've been scooped out of an already healthy active batch of either milk kefir or water kefir. The scoop of live and active grains are then dropped in a little container similar to this and shipped to you. During their transit in the mail, because they are a live and active organism, they will get hungry and therefore weaker due to not being fed for the time it takes to get to you, which is why they'll need to be fed or activated the same day they arrive. The advantage of fresh grains is that since they were already live and active at the time of shipment, once they get to your home and are fed or activated right away, they'll be ready for full board kefir making within 2 to 3 days. The disadvantage of fresh grains is also due to them being live and active. Since their feeding or activation schedule needs to start right away, if you've got a really busy week or you're out of town on a business trip, the grains could either die or become severely weak due to not being fed right away. So if you're going to order fresh grains, make sure your schedule is ready. Dehydrated grains. The dehydrated grains were once live and active, but have since been dried into dormancy. The advantage of this form is that they're dormant upon arrival to your home, unlike the fresh grains. Therefore, you can decide when to rehydrate and activate them whenever it's the most convenient time. Dehydrated grains can wait on your schedule for days, weeks, or months. The disadvantage to dehydrated grains is that they take longer to activate, up to 7 days, before they're ready to start making kefir full steam ahead. So deciding which form is best for you, fresh or dehydrated, is essentially a matter of your schedule and desired activation speed. Section 2, how to source the grains online and what to watch out for. I've got 3 sourcing options for you. First, if your country has Amazon, you can source both the fresh and dehydrated grains from there. I've ordered from Amazon both milk and water kefir grains in each form, fresh and dehydrated, and had successful results. I'll provide links in the description if you're interested. However, if Amazon is not an option or a preference for you, then here are 2 more options sourcing the kefir grains elsewhere on the internet. I'm using Canada in this example, but this type of search will work anywhere. Go to your preferred search engine and enter the keywords milk kefir grains for sale and then add your country, or water kefir grains for sale and again add your country. To narrow the search, you can enter your city name instead. The results will pop up, and whichever vendor you click into, be sure to fully read about their grains. A quality producer of kefir grains will be fully transparent about their product and answer any questions you may have through their contact form. The other online sourcing option is Etsy. Assuming Etsy is available and set to your country or region, type in the keyword milk kefir grains or water kefir grains, and be sure to fully read about the grains in the product description before buying. Now here's what to watch out for. If you're going with dehydrated grains, make sure the package specifically says starter grains or kefir grains, and not starter culture powder. Also make sure it doesn't say something like grainless. Kefir grains and cultured powder are not the same thing. With one purchase of kefir grains, once activated, they will make endless kefir for the rest of your life, so it's a one-time purchase. With the powders, you will have to continually buy more, and that just scratches the surface on the difference between the two, which goes beyond the scope of this video. So to reiterate, make sure that the product description specifically says grains. Section 3, Notes on Activating the Grains. Whether you purchase milk or water kefir grains, fresh or dehydrated, the vendor will provide specific step-by-step instructions on how to activate them. Making kefir is such an easy process, so have no worries about it being complicated. I have full confidence that you'll have no problems following the instructions and activating your grains easy breezy. And then in a matter of days, you'll be on your way to making probiotic-rich kefir for years or decades to come. As for milk kefir grains, fresh or dehydrated, the vendor will most likely have you activate them using cow's milk, and the specific form of the cow's milk as well. For example, whole milk, 2% or raw, will be specified in the instructions. For the initial grain activation, be sure to follow the instructions to the T, and then you can change up the type of milk after activation. For instance, if you want to switch to raw or 2% or goat's milk, etc. For water kefir grains, fresh or dehydrated, you will activate them in water and cane sugar. Again, the vendor will provide step-by-step instructions. Initially, activate the grains following the instructions with the cane sugar, and then after activation, you can change up the type of sugar to whatever you want to use. For example, if you'd rather use honey, molasses, date sugar, maple syrup, whichever. You pick. Are you left with questions on how to make kefir indefinitely after you buy and activate the grains? Or are you wondering what it means when the kefir separates? From here, watch my milk kefir masterclass. I also have a plant milk kefir video as well, and you'll find the video links in the description. Good luck on your kefir adventure, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.